morning, I spoke about addiction, although I said I'd give a snippet on it, but it seems like each time I say I'll give a snippet on it, I keep going on and on and on and on. I apologize. It's just that this topic is not really something you just it's not something you just come online and just talk, just say a few things and then go, because a lot of times people will misunderstand. And people that are in this space, this the audience that I'm targeting, they sometimes misunderstand some certain things, so it's best to try to explain better. Because if you just cut it short because you're just trying to be fast, you just want things to speed up, it might send the wrong message out there. That's why most times I take my time. And if maybe you're conversant with my content, you see that I try to be very explicit with everything that I say. I don't just put out things there and then just pause. I try to elaborate on each topic or each statement I make. I try to make it in bits so everyone will be able to understand, no matter the denomination. You'll be able to understand what I'm talking about without missing words. Now, I spoke in the morning and I said that I'll be talking about addiction, and with the way, with how, because I mentioned a few effects of trauma. I'll still mention it because it's going to go on and on and on and on and on. I might, you might get to a point I might have to do some series on it, to better break it down for better illustration and better explanation. Now, I said symptoms, vivid symptoms of trauma is withdrawal, addiction, isolation, trouble trusting, irritability, or angry outbursts. Now, these are quite the top symptoms, although there are still more. But like, these are the vivid ones, the ones that you will just see, even without having to spend much time with this person. These are the ones you will see just getting to meet this person or getting to know this person. Now, I just have a few things that I want to talk about, even though there's so much to talk about, but I just want to give a few words on this particular things that I've penned down on addiction and how trauma, engineers it. Now, the first one is you think you can feel that emotional void and numbness. Now, a lot of times, people who are traumatized feel empty. The pain has eaten you so deep that there is no other emotion that you feel but pain. And now, this leads to you feeling empty, feeling numb. Sometimes it gets to a point where some people they don't get access to their emotions anymore. They build a barricade, a wall that no one can access. Now, in situations like this, you become lonely. Even in the midst of people, you become lonely. That's why you meet someone who goes to a party, laughs, dances, drinks, is involved in every activity that party had to offer, and still come home and do something drastic to themselves because they were there, but they were not really there. They were there, but they were alone because inside they feel empty, they feel alone. Now, these kinds of feeling leads to addictions. Now, when you go to work and feeling is overwhelming, you don't get to have this connection with anyone or anything, or you don't want to do anything. You come home and the alcohol or the substance or whatever it might be that you are addicted to has a way of making you feel like you have something, at least, even though the world is against you, even though the world is full of pain, you have something that you can hold on to. This is how addiction creeps in, and this is how addiction has a way of holding you captive. And you are in this space where you don't want to go forward. You are just there. You just feel like this thing is the only thing that resonates with your feeling. Like you feel like no one understands. So this is the only thing I know I can do to make myself feel better. that is how addiction creeps in. That is how you keep doing it over and over and over and over again until it eats you even deeper than the pain itself. Now, the second one is avoidance of reality and responsibility. Like in the morning, for those of you that watched the video that I posted in the morning, I said that one of the ways to truly recover is to accept what happened to you. Don't live in denial. Don't avoid it. Don't go ahead and say, I don't want to talk about it. Talk about it. Even if you don't talk about it with someone, talk about it with yourself. Look in the mirror. Go to the mirror, look at yourself, and talk about it. This thing happened to me. I was hurt. I did da 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 da. Say it. You might think it doesn't make any difference, or you might think it's not enough. It doesn't make any sense, but it is a step. It is a step. You take a step. You're taking a step to recovery. Now, when people who are traumatized um, try to avoid reality, they tilt to alcohol, they tilt to things that would give them that sense of recognition, that will give them that sense of belonging. So you see them, they just run. When it comes to kids, maybe kids that are being bullied in school, or teenagers or kids, you see them just run into their room. Then they can now find solace in gaming. Gaming could be an addiction. They can find solace in porn, in a lot of things that are not doing well to their soul and to their body. Because one thing people don't understand, people are always talking about, hey, take care of your health, make sure you check your BP, make sure you check your vitals. But are you checking your vitals? Are you checking your vitals? Are you sure you're okay here? Are you sure this place you are okay here? These are things we do not talk about. These are things we live in denial every day of. So you see someone who is traumatized, they want to just avoid that responsibility of owning up to that pain, of truly feeling that pain. I'm still going to bring up a few other things that would help you recover fast. I mentioned forgiving yourself, forgiving your offender, and then not letting that pain put you in a prison. Those are just like a few. Those are like the top three of what to do, to get out of that space at least a little bit before you now get into the main process of healing. So, um, people who are traumatized, especially people who are really traumatized, who are deeply traumatized, they like to avoid it. They don't like to talk about it. They don't like, if you want to bring it to say, da, 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 don't go there. Don't. Da, da, da. Now, when they don't talk about it, you now that wanted to talk about it with them, and they shut you up. Mind you, after when they are done with you, they go back inside and go look for comfort in that thing that they are addicted to. They go back inside and go and find solace in that thing they are addicted to. It could be anything. It could be alcohol. It could be illicit drugs. It could be anything at all. Now, the third one, which I'll still talk about more of it, is shame and self blame. I also talked about it in the morning that most times why you should forgive yourself is you will blame yourself for that situation. Hey God. I'm so sorry. I know sometimes people will wonder, this thing is like a very serious issue. Why is she laughing? I'm trying I'm to be on a lighter note. That is why I laugh. For it to be on a lighter note, that's why I laugh. Because if I want to bring in the the weight of it, it will scare a lot of people away. The ones, because I'm both educating the traumatized people and those who are around those that are traumatized. So I would not want it to make it easy. I'm so sorry.